Greetings bike fans, welcome to DMT. Don't worry, you have clicked on the right thumbnail. This video is about the 2022 Suzuki S1000 GT Plus. It's a mouthful, isn't it? And I first seen the bike at the NEC show 2022 last year. I've seen it on the stand and it's a sports tourer obviously, and I thought I'd like to have a little play with it. So initially let's get some stats and facts about the Suzuki S1000 GT Plus. So let's get rid of this muscle bike and let's get the S1000 GT Plus in. So here we go guys, we have the glass black colour variant of the GSX S1000 GT Plus. Obviously we've got the panniers on the back. Given the choice, I think I'd have gone for the Tetronic blue. I do like that colour, but this is nice in black. Launched in 2022 and potentially a bike starting the beginning of a return to sports touring. So here we are with the bike, the Suzuki GSX 1000 GT Plus. The Plus meaning you get the colour coordinated panniers with the bike. The S1000 GT is exactly the same bike, just without the panniers. The difference in price you'll pay for the panniers on this variant is an extra £1,000. The GT stands for a Grand Tourer, but Suzuki have rightly promoted the GT as a sports tourer, stating it has superbike performance and delivers a next level sports touring experience for both the rider and the pillion. Looking at the engine on this bike, it's built around the 999cc inline 4, originally from GSX R1000 K5, which won multiple AMA superbike competitions, so a proven workhorse. It has a 4-stroke, 4-cylinder 16-valve liquid-cooled 999cc power plant with a compression ratio of 12:1, producing 150 brake horsepower at 11,000 revs per minute and 78 foot-pounds of torque at 9,250 revs per minute, and is Euro 5 emission compliant. This bike has a top speed of 145 miles an hour, weighing in at 226 kilograms. Seat height of 31.9 inches. It's got a nice stitched in GSX on the seat. We have a 90 litre or 4-gallon fuel tank, which Suzuki says gives 46 miles per gallon, which should give on average, dependable on rider style and modes, and approximately 193 miles. Frame is a twin spar aluminium frame with a superbike style swing arm. The suspension has a road orientated suspension with 43mm KYB inverted forks, fully adjustable damping, rebound, compression and spring preload. It has a link type rear suspension with adjustable rebound damping and spring preload. I don't know whether you can see, but the foot pegs are rubber mounted at the back there, as is the handlebars. They're rubber mounted at the back just to reduce some of the vibrations on the ride. The bike also comes with traction control, ABS, cruise control and a quick shifter. We have a twin 310mm floating disc and 4-piston Brembo calipers at the front and a single disc Brembo at the rear. It's a stubby little exhaust, but we'll show you what it sounds like in a second when we start her up. Got a nice little roar to it. The bike doesn't come with a centre stand. Regarding chain maintenance, that's obviously going to hinder any maintenance that you want to carry out on the chain unless you've got a pit stand. The Suzuki has a clutch assist system enabling smooth manual gear changing, and a nice feature is the low rev anti-stall system for when idling at low speeds. So we're on the sports tourer, so the first thing I thought I'd do, I'll bring it down the motorway, or imagine if you're on the autobahn. I'm at the statutory speed limit of 70 miles an hour. And first impressions, my hand on the rubber grips, there's no vibration at all. The rubber grips just take away all. There is a tiny little bit of vibration at 70 miles an hour, but it's nothing troublesome, nothing that's really, problematic. And it feels just really nice. It's well planted, it's stable, it's secure. It just feels like it's drifting along. To initiate the cruise control, you see my right thumb, you have to press that, well, it's already on at the minute. If I press that button there with my right thumb, that activates the cruise control, the green symbol there,
but it's not actually on at the moment. You then have to press this grey button here to select that speed. So there we are, now it's 70 miles an hour, and then incremental increases or decreases then activated by that little grey button there, up or down. And it's really comfortable, the seat's nice and comfortable. It's a grand tour with this bike, so could you do lots of miles on this bike? Yeah, it's a nice seating position, but cruising along in cruise control, it's nicely balanced. I am getting a little bit of wind buffering, and it is really windy today. I think I'd probably elect for the increase in the windscreen to 70mm just to bring that up a bit, because it does feel, even though it's been in the wind tunnel I believe, and the wing mirrors are said to deflect some of the wind flow off the rider's hands, and I actually don't feel any wind on my hands, it's all on my helmet. Suzuki have put a nice black oil container there for the oil, which is nice, no plastic ones, which is my pet hate. The wing mirrors are quite good, there's no vibration at all. Let's get back up to 70, 73. You can see, okay, if you go over a bump it's going to bounce a bit, but generally there's hardly any vibration there at all, so that's quite good.
There are also 3 riding modes, A, B and C. The A mode is for more rapid response situations, B for touring or most normal situations, and C, which is for wet with more gentle acceleration.
It just feels lovely and sweet round the corners. Handles the bends beautifully, it's so smooth. A lovely sweet sound to the exhaust as well.
The TFT is 6.5 inch in colour, is scratch resistant and has an anti-reflective coating. Suzuki's MySpin app connects to the TFT and uses smartphone connectivity. It can also display maps, display phone contacts, incoming and outgoing calls and music, along with other expected vehicle statuses such as speedometer and tachometer readouts, etc. It has a USB socket. The new GT has LED lights, a radical front face change, has horizontal arranged lighting. The mirrors are said to give a design which have been placed to deflect airflow off the rider's hands. The rear has a new seat design, slim tail section and a short compact exhaust.
The seating position is really nice. My arms aren't really straight out stretched, there's a slight kink in them. The bars are not that wide, not like my GS. So it's a nice seating position actually, it's quite comfortable. Yeah, you can sit like this all day, not a problem at all. So there's nothing behind me or nothing in front. I'm just going to do a little bit of a brake test to see what the brakes are like. Going along at nearly 45, let's see what the brakes are like. Yeah, I mean that was okay, it wasn't too bad. And I would say just pootling around, the bike's not too heavy that it's cumbersome, it's quite light and nifty, so it's quite manoeuvrable. Look, just even at low speeds. So you can manoeuvre it around the town centres quite easily when you come through the towns. And still even using the quick shifter second to third, it's quite easy in the low gears as well, just use the quick shifter. Going around these A roads, it's just lovely, very nice, planted, and it does feel like it wants another gear actually. We're in 6th gear, The suspension's not too hard, it's just right actually. Okay, if you go over a big bump you'll feel it like any bike I guess, but the suspension's just rightly sort of set up. Set it up for this bend, quite a sharp bend. I've been down this road a few times, but it actually feels better when it's in the bends. Just a bit of breakage there. It actually feels better when it's in the bends than when it's in the straight. It's lovely on these A roads. You can go out for a Sunday jolly on this bike and have loads of fun. Got plenty of torque there. Feels like it just wants to go. So if you're in the market for a sports tour, then this is definitely one to consider.
S1000 GT is SIRS, Suzuki's intelligent ride system. This electronic control offers fine control over power output characteristics that enable the rider to match the way the torque comes on when opening the throttle. This incremental control allows the rider to better suit the riding conditions, whether riding alone, with a pillion, with luggage or in inclement weather.
And it's still got only a couple of 100 miles on this bike, so I'm not going to overdo it, but let's just slow down and see what the acceleration's like. So I'll go down to first. Here we go. Yes, very quick acceleration there. Okay, I did it on a bit of a bend, but straight up to 60, no problem through the quick shifter. I found the tyres to be okay. The Dunlops going around the twisties. There is a suggestion that you could upgrade them to get a more sports performance tyre, but yeah, they're okay. I found them okay going around the twisties. A very nice bike, very well planted, balanced. Suspension's nice, it's not too stiff, it's quite it's on the firm side, but it's a sports bike, but it's nice for touring as well, just for cruising. Going to sound like a scooter. What do you think? Let's give it a go. Hey, scooter horn on a big sports tourer. Don't Roy Suzuki, all the other big bikes, big new bikes have a scooter horn. Let's get a decent horn on these big bikes. And Castledines has just recently been given a 50-year acknowledgement for 50 years service to the motorbike industry. Built up the business from a scooter business originally, so yeah, tip my hat to Adam, who's running the business now. So thank you for letting me take the bike out for a spin. Pros and negatives. So you're always going to get negatives on a bike, and a lot of that's subjective as well to the rider. But one big negative about this bike is the fact that I've got to take it back to Castledines, which is just up the road here, so disappointing I can't take it out for a bit longer. But I've had a good 4 hours on the bike, so really enjoyed it. If I had the money, I'd probably buy one of these. I think it's really good value for money. You get a lot for your bike, and it's a really good sports tourer. Suzuki have brought this model into the market. Okay, I think the market's been flooded by adventure bikes. Okay, put my hand up, guilty, I've got one, but we need more sports tourers, and this is definitely one that's in the category for you to consider. It's a lovely bike, very nice, I really like it.